So as usual, it has been my dear friends Joy and Sadhu. They grill me on my experiences, my little enlightenment that I say I had, but even I am conflicted maybe because they have given certain questions which they always throw at me, and then again I'm thinking. But you have to listen to my side of the story because I have felt certain things, and you have to listen to their questions because they are also as good as that. And in the next episode of So to Say, I tell you, we talk about the experience again. So here we go.
Here we go. Enjoy, guys.
I listen to some podcasts and it's mostly you talking,
Yeah.
and then it's Saru who is interjecting or maybe just asking questions, I would say.
If you want to write these down, we can review your review. No, we would. That's what we can do.
Review your
It sounds 5% salty. Like, Samir, I like your feedback, but could you just write me an email?
That is what it's implied.
No, but that's what you said, right? That it's mostly you interjecting.
Just before you said that it's me doing it a lot. Yeah, I said.
Yeah, exactly.
We reinforced it, and now we're really reinforcing it. Yeah.
Yeah. But I had it in mind. I forgot. I was listening to the podcast, but I was like, maybe Sadhu should also talk a little more.
Talk. Yeah.
Maybe I should have more rights.
Bro, you should talk more and stop deleting the ones where I talk the most.
Says the one who wrote me before the last episode and said, "Is it okay if I have a monologue about veganism?"
Yeah.
How long has it been since being?
Oh yeah, 2 weeks.
Since being vegan.
20 days now.
20 days
I don't
vegan.
know, like sometime.
7 days, 5 a.m.
Mm.
Good job, guys.
Yeah,
But
man.
how do you feel? I would be very curious because
If you listen to our
think-
last podcast, I did a monologue. I'm just kidding. Carry on.
because I think you work out the most in all of us, like in terms of physical activity. You
So the sound, sorry to interrupt you, but the sound goes into the mic. yeah?
okay?
So sometimes I go like this, but then I'm aware, where my mouth is, whoop, whoop, whoop. That comes with practice. But in the beginning, just go like mic in front of the mouth.
Okay, so
Because you hold it like that.
initially a conscious effort to always speak into the mic, and then it comes naturally.
Yeah, I guess you get used to it. It becomes like
Maybe.
second nature.
Maybe because I can see you want to move around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's.
You know what I mean? Use this hand to move around, and then keep this hand directly.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to be expressive, use this hand to move, while this one remains static.
Maybe there's like a thing on which hand is more expressive. I think it's your right hand.
Depends on what you say.
Depends the context. If you're
Is
alone.
it? Is
This
it really?
This is the ego. This is the consciousness.
So
Your right hand, I always masturbate with my ego or my consciousness.
Yeah.
shit.
That was for my mum again. I always mention my mum. I always mention females.
Yeah.
They always
True.
talk a lot. You've been really listening. Are you the guy you commented saying, "Can I be your friend?"
No,
You are our friend, you know.
no, I just listen to bits and pieces.
Bits and
Like
pieces.
whenever there's a new episode,
Yeah.
it pops up on my Spotify.
Yeah.
And I just click play and I just
You just
listen to
skip
it.
forward a little bit.
Yeah, like
You-
sometimes.
Really? Yeah, bro, you gotta get involved and just listen to it from the start, play it, and then let it finish, and then stop listening.
Yeah. Even if you don't enjoy it.
Even if
Yeah.
you don't enjoy it, just play it and then just tell us afterwards, because that's what true friends would do.
True. Are you a true friends?
That's why I'm being honest. I'm not like I've listened to all of it. All of it. I'm telling you what I did.
Okay, so we're
But
not,
if I would
I see.
I would do it. I would do it. I would listen to all of it. It's just that right now I seriously don't have any time whatsoever.
Yeah, that's why you spoke, what was it, 2.5 hours today with your parents about spirituality and try to convert them into the pilgrimage lifestyle.
also, you're getting up at 5 now,
Yeah.
and you got no time to listen to our podcast. Just 3 times per week. You could just play it when you're like cooking.
Samir, take us through a regular day in the world of Samir. You wake up at 5 a.m. Is
Okay.
it 5 a.m. sharp?
I wake up at 4:45
Okay.
because I need some time to wake up.
Then what happens immediately after that? What happens?
It's difficult. The first 5 minutes, it's really difficult. I get to my chair and get the glass of water in.
Sorry.
That is a
I
major,
get
major.
to my chair.
That.
You make it sound like I know you're a palmer, mate.
It's like 1 meter.
Your chair is just like the end of your
That
bed.
is like, honestly, that is the most difficult part, to get from there to there, and then to get that glass of water in, because I know that the moment the glass of water finishes, I'm good. But yeah, to get to that, it's difficult. Still, it's difficult, I think.
Wow.
And yeah, once I'm done with that, then I warm water, get some warm water to just clean my stomach.
You make the ginger honey lemon concoction.
Not that much time, just warm water, and then I take a shit,
Okay.
and then I'm ready. I bike to the place where we work out. We have a good ritual,
Yeah.
I would say.
We do a basketball game before we work
Okay.
out.
Really?
Yeah.
So what time's the basketball game?
6 sharp. We just
So 6 we shoot some hoops. Yeah. And then
Nice.
6:20 we go for the game.
we go for the game,
It's
and it's intense.
it's foul man versus skills kills. We get the different. At least I do. I have a different alter ego when I'm on the court. I've noticed.
Yeah, but it's fun. Like, I mean, since you're playing, you have to get a little into,
Yeah, it does. Like, yeah, there was
It
this
helps.
one day. It was like 11:10. We played for an hour.
That was really intense. Like
Yeah.
10:10, we were playing at 10:10, and we both were so intense, like into it, and
Yeah,
it was fun. But the moment the game got over, we were like, yeah,
yeah. And then we work out. We just do a simple 3-day split. Yeah,
3-day split. What's that? Push pull legs.
yeah.
yeah,
And yeah. What else? So today we were supposed to have an off day
yeah.
to do the obstacle course,
Mm-hmm.
but it was too wet, so it was too dangerous. So we just played extra basketball today.
Yeah, but then
And
after that,
Samir made coffee,
we have that ritual of going to the beach and just
Yeah.
getting a coffee.
and it's crazy to see how many people are actually at the beach that early in the morning.
Really?
Yeah,
Which beach
like
is this?
5 a.m., 6 a.m. Just like Scottsburg, but also the other beaches. Like all the beaches on the coast are actually quite full with people bathing. There was this one guy. He was in the water for maybe 20 minutes. I went up to him and I said, because it's pretty cold. I said, like, what? Why do you do this? He said, it's like smoking pot. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool answer, isn't it?
I think he's trying to talk to the youth.
That was
You know
how
what I mean? Maybe he's trying to get you in.
and
yeah, but
he was trying to go down to my level and explain things. how-
exactly, that was why I was surprised. Like, he
Yeah.
would have just said it is relaxing, I get peace. But he said it's like smoking pot, to establish that,
yeah,
that
like,
kind
it's-
of.
makes it more simple to say it like that. Yeah, and then we split up, and then what do you do?
I drive back easy, then I get something to eat. I recently bought protein, so started taking that. Get some breakfast, and
You said you took protein, and then you felt really good after. Is that right?
the first day was basically, I think it was placebo, because you won't feel it like the moment you take it. Is it? I'm not sure, because I took it and I felt really good, because also it is very heavy.
Yeah.
It's like this big a scoop in a glass of milk, and I added some
Milk?
yeah.
How come?
Huh?
Oat milk.
Oat milk. yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Vegan check.
Ah.
All right.
I'm lactose intolerant, man. Even if I'm not vegan, I cannot have milk. So yeah, then I just shower and start working on my stuff.
Yeah. And then you just work until you drop.
In the afternoon, I take a break, maybe for lunch, like sometimes to cook lunch. If I already have a meal, I just eat it, watch something on YouTube, like podcast or something.
Yeah. What's your favorite podcast besides the freeway?
I've started appreciating Russell Brand. He's quite good. I
Under
think.
under the skin.
Yeah, under
Yeah,
the
yeah,
screen.
yeah.
He's quite, like, he's very curious. I like, the thing I like about him is that he's very curious,
Yeah.
and he doesn't think he knows.
Yeah.
Like, some guys are very know it all
Yeah.
podcast, like, yeah, but I know. He's very curious, and
Yeah.
he has this urge of exploding things.
Yeah, he's good at talking to a lot of different people, right?
Yeah,
Like
and
different layers.
his mind goes very fast. Like he's listening as well as thinking, listening, thinking, listening, thinking,
Yeah,
and then he's a Brit, so it flows very fast as well.
yeah.
Brits are fast at flowing.
You know what? I was just thinking, like the fact that you're a Brit,
Mm.
that alone makes you sound professional.
Does it?
Yeah,
Ah, fuck 'em.
you can get away with saying some stupid shit sometimes.
That's where I've got where I am.
That's how I became successful.
I did yesterday. I did that thing I was telling you about, Plantera. The promo
Yeah, the
videos.
vegan society.
Yeah, to try and get the
Shit.
to try and get people at home working out. I didn't prep anything, mate, because I was supposed to be just a backing model kind of guy. And I was just like, can I do something? And
You wanted to do like some exercises, or
yeah, I wanted to like instruct them because I felt like not to be horrible. She'd probably never realize it. Jade, I think she was struggling, even though she'd prepped everything. I think she was really struggling to connect with the camera, connect with the audience, and connect with us as well. We were kind of like, do we go now? It was like, no, 1, 2, 3, go. Anyway, so I was like, can I do something? And then the other guy, Roland, I think you might know him,
okay,
Sporting Health Club.
okay.
That was bad. He had to go. He freestyled as well, and this is just facts and my opinion. Facts, opinion of others. I think we did better than we didn't even prep.
Right.
Yeah, it's nice and calm. I can't remember the reason why I was talking about that.
It must have been important to you. Like, was it cool? Was it nice? You
What
were
were
like,
we talking about before?
I don't know.
I think my schedule.
Oh yeah, your
Yeah.
schedule. Yeah. So then you watch some Russell Brand.
Yeah, also.
Oh yeah, were you saying that Brits have a way with the camera?
Yeah.
I think that was an advantage because I'm British. I was like, yeah, I got this
Yeah.
kind of thing.
I think I've also mentioned like how I always thought that like if you're British and you're like white and you're like above 70 years old,
Okay.
then everything you say is just true.
Mhm.
Is it? Is it really?
Until I went to Thailand and I went to Red Light District.
Because they're the same guys.
It's the same guys
Looking for Thai
that are
wives.
dressed up in suits to talk about politics and economics.
Yeah.
They're also the same guys in sleazy shorts and tank tops
Mm.
with elephants on
Trying to get
in
some
Red
Thai
Light
brides.
District. Yeah.
So before we spoke about your schedule,
Mm-hmm.
we spoke about my family quiz. Do you want to hear some of the? So normally a family quiz goes down like someone researches 10 questions. I'm sounding like it's boring because I find that concept boring. I'm sorry, family, but it's good that I'm doing it with my family. It's a good way to connect with them and talk and have a joke.
I think it's really nice.
But the concept
Is this so? Once a week you get together with your family
yeah,
on Skype or like
it's Face Party app. It's like an app that is a lot better quality. Splits the screen, so it's kind of like, but with Skype, it's whoever speaks the most becomes the biggest.
Okay.
And then some of the other apps just really struggle with 6 different cameras.
Yeah.
So the Face Party House Party app
Yeah.
doesn't sponsor us, but if they want to, it's really good. But yeah, so we use that, and they said this week we want is someone hungry. So this week they wanted everyone to bring their own 15 questions. Normally, like one person's quizmaster,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Yay, my turn
So
to
you-
shine, take my own
you-
concept."
So you don't get to do the questions regularly. Like, is it like one by one in a circle? Like once your mom does it, then your
Oh no, so at first that was the concept. It was like,
Okay.
okay, you're quizmaster 1 week, blah blah blah. Whereas now they decide, okay, we're gonna have a group quiz, so everybody brings 15 points worth of questions. And yeah, it's normally boring geography questions. Question, where's the answer? Simple. So I decided to write this with ABC options. Basically, it's a question. You answer A, B, C, and they're not really questions; they're opinions. So no one can
Let's
be wrong.
try it. Let's
You
try
wanna
it. You're
try
the
it?
host.
Let's try it, yeah.
We are your family now, Joe.
So I put the spotlight under my chin to make me look a bit scary. That's why I like all the lights were off. I had the spotlight under my chin. It's like, who is more intelligent, males, females, or the same? And then I get them to hold the card. So if it was A, they had to hold A. So no one was cheating because else people just agree with whatever the group's saying. So let's try it out.
So which one is the
Who is
right
the most
answer?
intelligent?
Which one?
There is no right answer.
Oh, you don't get points? You didn't?
Yeah, so the way you get points is so this is a thing as well. I wanted to think of a point system which would optimize points.
Okay.
It's kind of the opposite of society. So this point system was based on opinion, and your opinion mattered, and then it was agreeable opinions.
Okay.
So the more agreeable you were, the more points you got. So let's, for example, if we all say, who is more intelligent? I would say males,
Okay.
or some would say females, some would say the same. What do you say? Are we
The same.
The same, yeah. What would you say?
The same.
The same. Okay, so you two think the same. So because it's also my quiz, the extra 5 points at the end, if you guess the same as me, you get more points.
Oh, okay. Sick.
So yeah, I said males.
Okay. Why do you think males are more? How do you measure intelligence? Like,
That's my point. Like, I think based on the human
do you go by
definition,
IQ or that's IQ, right?
yeah. So I think the human definition of intelligence, like IQ, kind of decision.
So rational thinking.
Yeah,
That's
I think males are more intelligent than that, but I don't think women should have so much give that word so much power, because I think there's things that women can do with their mind which wouldn't be like, I think women are more like innate, and I think they can like almost be psychic, but they're not psychic, but like they can use their intuition in a different kind of level
yeah.
than men, with more instinctively, which is intelligence.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily think. Yeah, so I think it's a definition thing.
Yeah.
I don't think men are more. I think we're different.
Yeah.
I think the way we get to A and B is different.
Yeah.
I'm not saying one is better than the other, and that's my
Okay.
point. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Is that just a safe answer?
Yeah,
That's
I
what
think
The
it's
politically
it's the
correct
political
answer?
correctness.
Is it? Is that my British No, I genuinely believe that though. I think women are more like instinctive, but they don't know why they're more instinctive. They're more driven by the feel of something.
Yeah. Yeah, I get what you mean.
So
yeah.
that isn't what we would say is intelligence. We would take in the facts and be like, okay, with those facts, then come up with a solution. A woman would be like, okay, so I feel based on this or some future thing affecting me this way, I'm going to go with this option. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, it's also intelligent to go into a room and say like, that guy
Is alpha.
is alpha. That guy is a mass murderer. That guy is cheating on his wife.
Yeah, I think women
So
can do that easier than men.
I would say that's intelligence too.
Mhm.
Like that's I mean that's how like the spies, for
Mhm.
example, that's one of the criteria when they measure intelligence.
Mhm.
How fast are you at recognizing people's emotions,
Okay, so I'm being.
intentions, face expressions?
We need to rewrite, like, there needs to be spectrums of this. There needs to be like, okay, not spectrums, like this is intelligence based on rationality, how the world works, how physics, gravity. So because like men invent more shit,
Yeah.
like this fact. Okay, maybe it's because women have had more things to deal with, like
A good example
childbirth
of
and-
this is if you go into an escape room, two
Mhm.
guys, two women, and you'll find that there are some things where men will be like superior. Just
Yeah.
yeah. Of course, green is 2 and red is 2, and together they are 4. You know, like logical thinking. But then you have like some story about some fucking dolls and their heads don't match, and
Mm.
one doll is disappointed, and
Mm.
then the direction in which the doll is looking reveals where the key is,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is going to unlock the whole room.
Mm.
That's something a guy would notice, right?
Mm.
Because he wouldn't like care about the facial expressions of that fucking
Mhm.
doll. So then in the escape room, it's a 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's 50-50. Maybe my view of what intelligence is wrong,
Yeah.
which is then showing that it's limiting to say men are more intelligent than women.
I've always found the emotionally more intelligent women. I don't know why, but yeah, they are more. They understand emotions better than us,
Yeah.
because sometimes like things which you are dealing for some time for any reason,
Hmm.
and then you talk to a friend like a guy, and you wouldn't be able to connect or you wouldn't be able to express yourself, but then you talk to a woman
That's
and
what I would
bam, like you would be like, so you would know, okay, this is how I feel, okay, like this thing happens. So they have this emotional, I don't know, aspect which feminine side which is quite cool.
I would actually say it's what you said. Connect. I think they're better at connecting with that said emotion, not necessarily rationalizing the emotion, but at connecting and understanding and then feeling the same as you, which is a skill in itself.
Yeah, yeah,
Not
yeah.
necessarily, whereas men can come off across quite cold when we try and rationalize why you're getting that emotion. But then also we might mistake emotions for one or the other, whereas a woman wouldn't, but they still wouldn't be able to. Like one of the questions actually,
Yeah.
if I go quickly to it, someone you care. This is question 7. Someone you care for has a negative addiction. Do you A, help by comfort? B, tell them they need to sort themselves out? C, hope for the best? The women. So there were male female groups on the challenge on the quiz,
Interesting.
and if the woman was more assertive, they went with A. So help by comfort. So the group went with A. But if the man, so like my dad put the foot down with this one, and he was like, tell them they need to sort themselves out.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I could see this would cause arguments as well on the quiz. Like you could see people really discussing because it was all partners. I was the only single. Like my sister, her boyfriend.
Yeah, even us now, we talked about the very first question.
Mm.
Yeah, it's some good questions. Well, what's the other one?
So someone you care for
Yeah.
has a negative addiction. Do you A, help by comfort? B, tell them they need to sort themselves out?
Yeah.
Hope for the best.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked a lot about this, right?
Yeah, my natural instinct
Yeah.
would be to tell themselves to sort themselves out, because I think that would work, and comfort would only give more comfort. Kind of like it's deteriorating because people find comfort and then they start looking for comfort. But if you are direct, then it is what it is.
Yeah.
You have to dig deep.
You would agree with that, yeah?
Yeah, definitely. Like, just cut them off if you need to.
Mm.
Yeah, just go hard.
Dig deep, man.
Hard love.
Yeah, you really believe in the hard love is the best love in it.
The important thing is, if it comes from love, if it comes from care, then it's the best form. But if it comes from, like just trying to put them down, like, what the fuck are you doing with your life? This is not right. Not from that point of view, the hard love. But if it comes from that, dude, I seriously care for you and I think this is wrong and you need to understand and you need to dig deep, then that kind of hard love is different than just like the comfort is then just saying like, it'll be okay. I feel that you're going through some shit. Just take your time and then stuff like that.
I fall into that category though, because sometimes I'm like, okay, my guy isn't even going to listen to me anyway, so I might as well just comfort him. He might as well die happy.
That's
But you really helped me with that. You've really showed me that actually people are on a higher level and I should drag people up with me more. Whereas I've always been like, just let people be. But more time I spent with you guys, I've realized that I'm actually being cruel. Whereas actually you guys are being cruel to be kind, and I'm actually being cruel to be cruel.
I agree with that. Like Saru has taught me the same thing, that you have to be honest, you have to be direct, and you do the other thing, the comfort thing, to avoid confrontations, like to avoid getting into that uncomfortable situation. But I think that uncomfortable situation in the long run, it's amazing. It brings the best out of everything rather than just going for that. In that moment, you try to look for comfort and you try to avoid that confrontation. But if you think it about in the long run, again, yeah, it brings the best.
Right.
Is coronavirus overrated?
Of course it is.
So
Of
yeah,
course it is.
3 options. I think I've got the answers, and they're already here. So yeah, I've got the questions and the answers. So question 1, who is more intelligent? They all said, okay, so mum and dad said B. What?
Female?
Yeah, that's my mum and dad.
Interesting.
That's because my mum would say she is more intelligent than my dad, and they would agree that
That mom is always right.
their mum is more intelligent. I don't think that. Well, maybe. Heather and Dave, my auntie and uncle, they said B as well. And Danny and Matt said A. That's my sister and boyfriend.
Yeah.
And then Nobby and Claire, my auntie and uncle as well, said A. But then Lawrence and Alex, my cousin and her boyfriend, said C, the same. Cool.
Good shit.
Yeah. Well, you want to know about which one? Just the intelligence one? But yeah, I've got all the...
Nah, it's
answers
okay.
there.
Got some more cool questions?
Yeah, I asked... basically, the concept I came up with pretty quick when I was asked, okay, what do you want this quiz to be about? What you decide the 15 points. The concept came to me pretty quick, but I made these questions and answers within 5 minutes before the quiz, so they're a bit rushed.
But they're really good, I think.
Cheers. Does consciousness occur outside of the brain? Question mark. A, no, it is created in the brain. B, yes, consciousness is everywhere. C, my head hurts.
I'm gonna go with C for that one.
C, my head hurts. Okay, yeah.
I would go with B.
Yes, consciousness is everywhere. Okay.
Yeah, is it everywhere?
Yeah, it's about realizing it. I think it's everywhere. It's in every little aspect of life as well as material. If you just start observing nature
Yeah,
closely, I think you will see a lot of funny things.
yeah. Is the ego conscious?
Very conscious.
The ego, really
That's why it's so smart.
interesting.
Yeah, I saw some crazy shit about mushrooms being conscious. I think that could be a subject one week. Yeah,
Yeah,
bro. Like I can't. The guy's talking to him in my head right now, but he's talking to my primal brain. You know when you can't like articulate what he said, some crazy stuff. He's got a hat made out of mushrooms. But yeah, I'm gonna.
you have a guy made out of mushrooms inside his head.
No, there's a guy that I've heard speak on a podcast that wears a hat made out of mushrooms. That's pretty cool.
That's
bro.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he talks about how like
There's also a guy who's a broccoli.
who is a broccoli.
He is a broccoli. Yeah. Then he goes on TV and he talks about veganism. But
What do you mean by he is a broccoli?
He's a broccoli.
So he dresses up as a broccoli.
Yeah.
Okay. So he takes everything as a perspective of broccoli.
What the fuck though? That's really anti-vegan if you think about it. That's gonna be like, okay, so broccolis are sentient now. We
then-
can't eat broccoli.
And then in the middle of the interview, he picks out a banana.
as a phone.
He starts speaking to the banana while Pierce Brosnan, or what's his name? The British.
James Bond guy.
No, not James Bond. Like the he's like
Piers Morgan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the famous interviewer.
Yeah. So yeah, Pierce is like shouting at him, you don't have any facts, and the guy just takes out a banana. Oh wait, someone is calling.
Really?
Well, I'm just a broccoli at the end of the day.
I get that,
Yeah.
but
Oh.
what are you doing there?
Sorry, I've just got a call. That's the wrong way up. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not really helping the argument,
No,
are you? I mean,
The trouble is, Mr. Broccoli, when you come on,
That was my
Mr.
friend,
Broccoli,
sorry.
had you
That's good.
That is so cool, man. that shows that, I know my facts, man. You're just
Ultimate troll.
Yeah, that's how you handle conflict.
To be fair, it's very similar to like that guy that I actually see from a different perspective now. The guy in the nappy, or just the robe around his pants, beard, hair, and then he gets interviewed and he's dancing around, "Caw, caw." And then he gets interviewed, "What is life?" And he's like, "Life is everywhere." Do you know that guy?
No, but
Yeah, you
he
do.
he sounds like my guy,
You know that guy.
so I
bro.
kind of know him.
the
Okay.
improv type guy.
You've seen him, mate. You the one who said, "Bro, I'm gonna forget."
No, Samir, just a free human being. Continue.
Okay.
Was that salty? Are you putting Saru in a box right now?
No.
Saru doesn't like to be in a box.
What do you mean by a box?
Don't call me an improv guy.
Okay. You feel offended when I called you an
Yes.
improv guy.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, but it's not that what identifies
Are
you.
you sorry?
This. Okay.
If you are offended, then I'm sorry. But the thing is, it is not your personality. It's one of your.
One of many personalities.
Taking away my identity.
Okay, so this question interjects perfectly here. Do evil people exist, or are they created? A. You're the evil person making Saru bean. I'm just kidding. A. Yes. B. No, everyone just needs help. C. Life makes people evil.
What was the first one?
A. Yes, there is evil people. B. No, people just need help. C. Life makes people evil.
What do you think, Samir?
I think B and C. I'm conflicted between B and C because I think life, the way it is, it can push you in like the life currently the way it is. It can definitely push you in the evil direction.
But then you're saying people just need help to come
Yeah,
out of it.
yeah,
So
yeah.
then you are B. Because
So
in a world with B, C can still exist, but you're not defined by C. That's what you're saying. Because like C, life makes people evil.
okay,
Then
okay.
you'll label them as evil, and there's not any help gonna help.
That's
Whereas
actually
B is
interesting.
saying that is the case, but also no, there are some people like everyone just needs help.
Then
That's
I
what
would
I actually think.
go with B. Yeah.
I think everybody needs help.
What do you think, Sadhu?
Everybody needs help.
You do?
Yeah,
Good man.
I really think so. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this one's what I threw not being big headed. This sounds like, oh Joe, it's so amazing. Give me some credit, guys. Give me some credit. I threw this together 5 minutes before. The concept I've thought about days before, but the questions
But
5 minutes before. So my answers aren't like the best. of
But
what
when
would
I
have-
see it, it's basically what goes in your head all the time. Like these questions, for instance, is male, female better? Is
Go-
corona
goes through my head
overrated?
all the time.
I think these are the questions which we talk about in general as well.
and that's the reason you didn't want to come on the podcast, right? Saru dropped that in. He said we've spoke about everything.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah, you
yeah.
said that. You
okay.
said you don't want to come on the podcast because we've already spoken about everything.
I felt that,
You feel
but no,
Well, what about the new challenge you did? 5 a.m. wake ups.
felt that in the sense that, like, I feel in a spot, you know, like right now you're inviting me to a podcast,
Yeah,
and then you're
this is the hot seat.
yeah, then you're in the hot seat, and I feel like, oh, I have to give something good, something huge, something
Nah,
important.
Nah, man.
But
don't
it's
feel
just
that.
if it's just a conversation,
need
then
a
I
hug?
I would do it. I can do it all the time.
Do you
Yeah,
need,
yeah,
do you need
yeah,
a
yeah.
hug?
No, man,
Okay,
like
he doesn't Tried.
no, but the like the understanding because when you say that I want to invite you to a podcast
Yeah.
and do it at 2 in the afternoon, and you're like, I need to prepare and I need to give some good shit. Like the mystic Samir has to bring something out, But
Yeah.
it's not. I'm not a mystic, and then I'm just having a
What was that
conversation.
word? Sorry.
Mystic,
Oh, mystic.
like Sadhu's sometimes some jokes about it. So it's like if I'm having a conversation that I love, man, it's
So he calls you a mystic, like he calls me a bodybuilder. Yeah, is that what you're saying?
if like I don't know. I think it's a joke.
He's knowing what's deeply triggering us. Really, it's like Joe.
Ah, nice,
What?
nice, nice.
I think the high five's more for Saru.
Yeah. But you like you saying
What?
it's special.
What's going on? I zoom in. Mind blown.
Yeah.
Rather, what is the meaning of life?
Oh, okay.
A.
That is difficult.
There's only 3 options.
Oh, okay,
So it's
that
not-
is easy.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
A. To chase happiness. B. To be from Kent. To be content with death. Man, wait, that got an itchy nose. C. Hard work pays off.
You lost imagination on the first
Yeah, I
one.
was just
You don't have to high five me every time I say something.
You
No.
Saru's got to listen to this back, bro. And if you're gonna laugh that loud in that microphone, you're gonna kill his ears.
You shall not laugh on the podcast.
No, but serious, it was definitely redlining. Sorry, was that me trying to be too structured again?
Nah.
The same way I separate food.
Let's go back to the question and answers.
What is the meaning
Let's
of
not
life?
have fun.
Yeah. What is the meaning of life? A, to chase happiness. B, to be content with death, live in every moment. C, hard work pays off.
I think you know my answer to this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you want to see what my family put?
Yeah.
This is question. What is the meat? Question 10. So this is the final question.
Did you put the living-
Everybody put A. One person put B, and it was
What?
Nobby and Claire put B. I'm so happy.
What
That's
is
so
A? Happiness.
Who
A
put
is
who put
to
B?
chase happiness. Nobby and Claire. That's my auntie and uncle.
Okay, cool.
That's cool, isn't it?
And everyone else had A?
Mm-hmm.
To chase happiness.
Yeah. So I also put. So the benefit of doing this quiz, and I wrote it, and I think I'm right, but maybe I'm wrong. On all my answers, but I put a star next to all my answers. So you would actually at the end get bonus points if you put the same as me.
Mhm.
And yeah, the whole quiz, people had more points than they did in any
It's
other
the
game.
the most egocentric thing I've ever heard.
No, but this is the thing though.
You get bonus if you think as I.
It is, but it's kind of like ironic.
Yeah.
And the quiz was like, yeah, things that Joe thinks about, because I wanted to get people talking. And I did feel like I killed the mood.
Do you feel like you're the prophet of the family sometimes?
No.
Like you have all the answers.
I think, quite honestly,
I think
there's-
therefore I am.
think quite honestly, like this society is very quick and grateful and like supportive of a certain mindset, and congratulates that mindset, and that's why people do really well, and that's why quizzes are the way quizzes are. It's because that mindset is of, okay, question, how good's your memory? Answer. I'm listening to these questions and I'm like, I'm smiling because I'm happy to see my family, but they don't connect with me in any way. They're questions about, okay, so I kind of like the geography because, yeah, that's a geography question. But then when it comes to like this famous person did this on this date, I don't give a shit. And the actual reason to create this quiz, I don't mind if people see it as like, okay, Joe's trying to get all the attention, talk about the subjects he likes. No, I genuinely felt like I wanted to have a quiz that everyone could have an answer to. There was no answers that were right. They were all worth a point if people agreed with you or if you agreed with me. And you could really tell that it wasn't about being right or wrong. The points actually then don't matter. We just heard people's opinions, and I think we live in a world where that isn't a thing anymore, where you can't just have an opinion without being laughed at or punished or completely congratulated. If
you have a greater plan with all this quiz nights. It's actually so we relearn to listen to each other. We give each other space to express ourselves without judging each other, and celebrate the freedom of speech. You're preparing your family for the revolution. Yeah. That's all you're doing. That's good.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And then we just call it quiz night.
Exactly.
But actually, it's Joe School to Redemption.
Yeah. Trying to hear another question?
Yeah.
Like if you can start these conversations, be it a quiz night or be it anything, I think it's great. Just to be able to talk about all
you do
these-
something similar with your family, don't you?
Yeah. I try to push them in the. I try to just go like whenever my parents talk about material stuff, or something like, like for instance yesterday when they said that I was studying and then they said, "Isn't studying hard?" And I said, "It's not hard. I'm enjoying every moment, and I mean it can be hard if I make it hard, and it can be as easy as I make it." And I was like, okay, if I give you this amount of money, then also you would still look for something else to be happy. So isn't it always like that? And then my mother was like, yeah. Even though she loves gold, like crazy.
She loves gold.
Like crazy, yeah. I mean,
Uh-huh.
every Indian woman does. And then she kind of understood what I'm trying to say, which was very good, like which was very, satisfying, I would say, for me, that she actually, and she just does not say that no, 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 gold is very important, you don't know. And apart, like, because I've tried to have similar conversations in the past and I've gotten answers like that, where they would say, no, you don't know, money is so important or this is so important. And but now they kind of are coming to a ground where they acknowledge what I'm trying to convey, at least. And I think gradually we'll get to a point where we'll be have, because everyone knows these are fundamental truths and everyone knows them. It's just about acknowledging them. And if you can get the right conversations, I think the right, like the level of love and trust, then they can come out.
What is the number one fundamental truth that you feel people or society isn't acknowledging?
Like basically the definitions of emotions. For instance, when someone says that earning money, for instance, makes you happy, or traveling, this traveling fad has become big and people think that traveling makes you happy. But rather than that, just seeing what actually matters to you, it could be just as simple as sitting at home and having a cup of tea, but being able to be happy with that, like, like not comparing, because all the time we want to be the best in the society. Like, I want to, if society thinks traveling why did people start traveling in the past 5 years? Because everywhere you see on Instagram, people are just posting photos, and then everyone likes, why am I not, why am I? And I know, for instance, I know my younger brother, he simply says, I don't like traveling, I don't like it, I like being at home. And why, like,
That's so outrageous to say these days, isn't it?
it's so
I
people will
don't
be
like
like,
traveling.
people would be like, you should see the world, it's so amazing, it's like that.
Because the first thing mortals say when you ask them, what do you like to do? I like traveling. Yeah.
It's the
Oh,
big
yeah.
thing, it's the
Yeah.
fad.
Really? Really? Where do you travel? Oh, yeah, Marbella, Bali. Yeah. Okay. So you travel once a year for 1 week, and you say that you're a traveler
And you like
and
traveling.
you like traveling. Oh, you just take a lot of pictures and then you do
Instagrams.
throwback first days.
I really don't
Yeah.
understand the point of throwbacks. Like, what is a throwback? You sitting and then you post about, oh, throwback. What the
Yeah.
that's fucked up.
Why can't someone be like, okay, I like to go traveling, and then it be counted as like, okay, I go get on my bike, and then I just go up north, or
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Or
Why can't that?
get a camper.
Hmm.
Yeah. You could probably, like, for the same amount you're going to Bali once a year.
Yeah, 100%.
Get a van,
Get a decent one.
get a decent van, and just travel around.
Next 2 years, I'll have one, mate.
I mean,
Double bed in.
people don't
Freeway.
have to be spiritual in the sense that everyone does not have to be talking about these things. But if everyone finds their own definition of happiness rather than comparing all the time, everything would sort itself out. Then, you would live your life and everything would follow, in the sense that this basically these emotions, jealousy and then anger, these are rooted in a lot in comparing and attaching things. Like, you start attaching happiness to travel, even though you don't even know that you feel happy about it. Just because your friends, these 100 people, feel that way, you're supposed to feel that. And from there comes jealousy, from there comes dissatisfaction. So you're standing in Bali and you don't feel you don't feel anything. Then you're like, what the fuck? I'm supposed to be happy because this is the definition of happiness.
It's part of the narrative, guys.
Sorry.
But it's not happening.
Yeah.
And
Good.
that is a
Yeah.
big fallacy.
Going back to your family, you feel like you're speaking to them more, and it sounds like you think as if you're getting through to them more. Do you think that's what's happening, or do you think they're recognizing that you're? Because I always worry about this paradox. Like, am I getting through to people more, or have I just been completely blind that actually people have kind of been already there and they've just kind of waited for me to come? Then I also think, no, there's another level. Like, do people think they've got there, They took the phone call. They've hung it up, but like they didn't even get the message.
I don't think everyone gets the phone call.
But I think some people can even get the phone call, know that it's good to, okay, take the message, but then I think they don't realize that message you need to actually tell yourself again and again. You don't necessarily have to keep taking the phone call. Do you understand
I
what I
think
mean?
some people get the phone call, but they don't know what it is. They just think it's a good feeling.
Mm,
Yeah, they're like, oh, this feels good. I feel good when I'm cliff diving.
mhm.
I feel good when I'm, climbing on walls and it's dangerous. I felt good when I was about to die that one time. I felt good when I saw my newborn get born or something. But they just think they felt good. Actually, they felt how they're supposed to feel at all times. But they can only access that, I think, if you have some spiritual teaching. If you
Yeah.
if you have you need some sort of guideline of what that is, what that feeling is.
So
Yeah.
you can actually live in
Mm,
that feeling
I
for the
mean,
rest of every moment.
in the Indian context, time and again it has been said that the importance of guru.
Yeah.
It is so important to have someone who leads you, and not I'm not talking about the context in which these spiritual masters exist, but maybe 1,000 years ago, this dynamic was very pure. The relationship of a guru and a student was very pure, and the guru would teach you these fundamental aspects. For to say like being vegan, right? This is something we learned, right? And some we read it and we learned it. But then in 1,000 years ago, there was guru who used to tell you, okay, you have to be vegan, right? So the importance of a master. So whom otherwise you feel lost, right? If you don't have something that you can follow.
I mean that's not a very good example, is it? Like veganism, like that's something that should come from your heart, right? It's not something you do because your master told you to.
It's not a good example, but all I'm saying is that it's important to have a direction in life. For instance, if I have a guru in this time, if I would have a guru, and I would know that he would lead me where I want to be.
Yeah, but there are also people who are lived alone in like in a cave, for their entire life, and they've still reached the highest levels of consciousness.
um, yeah, yeah.
So you don't need a guru necessarily. You need a guideline.
A
You
guideline,
need
yeah,
to know what the fuck you're doing here on
yeah,
Earth.
a guideline.
Even if it's as simple as be content every moment of the day. You still have a guideline. You have a philosophical back.
That's a simple line.
Yeah, like the thing that is holding your life. Just like one phrase or something.
But
Something.
then there are also guidelines which tell people you go to the best university and you get the best job, and that is your path towards a happy
A
life.
guideline is something you cannot break down. Those things you can break down. If you tell me, "Hey, I'm going to the best university, and after that I'm graduating, I'm getting a good job, then I'm a manager, then I'm a CEO." Well, why? Oh, because of this and this. Why? Because of this and this. See, you're not in the bottom layer yet,
Yeah.
but the bottom layer is unshakable. Life is about contentment.
Yeah.
Try to challenge that.
Do you think that there's an early development of life, not life, like human, like a child growing up? Um, do you believe now there's that many distractions that make it harder for people to actually get there on their own? Do you think I do? I think the distractions are a big fundamental part in why spirituality, and I feel like, yeah, even if economy and society isn't conscious of that being the case, I feel like it's just almost like the side effect that then we get more and more distractions and things because it makes money, because we're chasing the wrong path, which then causes less spirituality, which then causes a male and a female to meet together for superficial reasons and have kids, which then their genetics are more superficial.
So who's at fault? The cat chasing the ball, or the guy who's playing with the cat with the ball? The ball or the cat? Who's at fault for the game happening?
The cat is at fault. He
Yeah.
should realize. And maybe
But-
the cat can be tired. And I think some people can get, I think that's why a lot of depression and things like that,
Interesting.
people then have.
The awakenings.
Yes. Whereas I do think other people may have not realized they'd had an awakening, but there wasn't that many balls around. So they learned a few things before their first ball as well. And I think that's why you're saying like people can sit in a cave because they never had
Quite interesting.
ball, you know what I mean?
Quite interesting, Joe. Because it's yeah.
You like that?
Yeah, I really like the analogy.
It was Saru's analogy. I just agreed with it.
So it's very
It wasn't anybody's analogy. The analogy was just there. We just transmitted it through our brains. I don't know.
the thing is, the problem is not the problem, but imagine the cat has only known the ball all his life. All he knows, all the cat knows in his life is the ball. And
He's in a room, right?
Yeah, he's in a
He's
room.
in a room, so he knows there's a room as well. But the ball is just the most stimulating thing in the room.
Yeah, or imagine that he only knows the room.
Okay, we can go with that, sure.
The point is that you only know certain things which the society has taught you because you are brought up in the society,
True.
and you never had access. Like, why do people go to east all the time and then come back with those awakenings and stuff and become spiritual and shit? Why
Not for the reasons you think.
The same as the reasons as fake vegans.
no?
It's
But
fashionable.
like,
Yeah.
True.
yeah. But some
It's a lot
people
of
have
bullshit.
actually been able to access certain stuff by going there to the
No.
east.
No, so they before they made that decision to board that plane to pursue spirituality,
They were already
they
there.
were already there.
Ah,
So whether they went to India,
interesting.
or they went to the garage at their
Interesting.
parents' place to meditate there, or they just went on YouTube and watched Under the Skin
Interesting.
every night, it's more or less the same, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah.
It will
But
still lead you to the same place.
yeah, exactly. But for instance, 30 years ago or 40, Under the Skin or all of these things were not accessible.
True. It's easier than ever, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also
Like,
easy.
it's about like getting that, like getting that little information on which you can build, like on which you like to get that initial
But
seed.
even religions that have always been there, they have enough information for you if you actually study
If you
it,
actually study.
to point you in the right direction, to find that one truth that Buddhism will show you, that spirituality, the meditation, that an ayahuasca trip will show you. It's all the same.
The initial
The
seed,
fucking
yeah.
Bible
The initial seed.
is a tutorial to enlightenment.
Yeah, sometimes it can come from within, like from all your experiences in life. You certainly, get okay, and then you start thinking about it, and eventually, I also think that once you start pulling in that direction, the things also start moving in your direction. So it's like, for instance, I started pulling towards spirituality, and then spirituality also started pulling me towards it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know, like, is it true or something, or is it just random events? Like,
Spirituality was pulling you.
Is
pu-
it true? Or are you
pulling-
asking Saru now? Who are you asking?
no, I'm just saying that. No, he asked that. Was it pulling you? And
Yeah,
I'm
but
answering.
then he said, is it true?
Yeah, that's what I'm answering. That maybe it's true or maybe it's random event. I'm not sure. But time and again, I've felt that there's a certain pull.
Okay. Interesting.
There's a certain pull. For instance, when I've met certain people, when I've had certain, you know, randomly I meet certain people, randomly I see a video, randomly I have a conversation. Very random.
But isn't that just you looking for different things in life?
Could be.
Could be. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Is that something?
Like, cause if you've met me when you worked for that corporation, you would have thought that I was a crazy person.
100%, yeah.
We-
which called like back in India.
Yeah, when you were a sheep, as you call it.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm. Like, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have been able to comprehend when you would have told me happiness is not about.
You would have say, go away, man.
Yeah, I need to get those promotions and
Yeah.
those those things.
Yeah.
And then at this juncture of my life, I meet you, for instance, and then another junction I know I'm waiting for me, where I'll meet another Saru, for
Yeah.
instance.
Yeah.
So I think it happens. Like I remember this guy I met in India. I was traveling, and we just spent like 3 days together. And he was a lot into, again, metaphysics, spirituality. He had read Socrates and all of them. Like, and he is very interesting. He talked a lot about energies, and I'll very profoundly remember what he said, what we talked about. Those conversations were very dear to me, very interesting to me, and that place was magical. And I'll always have that recollection. And he gave me certain ideas which I explored, which I still explore, and it's like that. I think it happens like this.
Yeah. Yeah. Always meet someone, right? Yeah. Interesting. Have you ever met anyone, Joe, when you've traveled or? Because I was also when I was in Thailand, I always stumbled upon like these magical experiences, especially some of the monks. They're- for me, the most profound experience in Thailand was just realizing that the monks, like these enlightened beings that sacrifice their life and their eyebrows to the greater cause of spirituality, to some, which is actually, if you look at it from a societal standpoint, it's just some belief, right? You just give away your life
It's just a
to
belief
to a
system,
belief,
so to say.
and that's so powerful. And I was like, who are these people? Are they aliens? Are they like some special creatures sent on Earth to do good? Have they been reincarnated 10,000 times? What is this? And I spoke to them, and I spent time with them, and they're just human beings, and
As normal.
that was so crazy to think. Like we didn't talk about fucking enlightenment. We never talked about spirituality. We joked around. We just had fun. I had a few questions that don't have any answers, like
As
uh,
usual.
weed, women, stuff like that. But that was all jokes. Like it wasn't like Saru, sit down.
But
How was it? Sit down, man. You need clarity in life. There was this one monk who told me, as I was talking about weed, I told you this.
yeah.
He said, Saro, you go to work every day, same road, but different. Every day, same different. Look leaves, look down, look sky, look clouds, all different. All new happiness for you. It's free. You don't need ice cream. You don't need weed. You don't need women. New happiness all around. Just look outside. It's like, yeah, you're right. And then you just, yeah.
It sparked something, that line.
Yeah, but it wasn't like, come to the temple and
Yeah,
shamanic
exactly.
drums. And no, he was like halfway on a fucking Skype call with someone and sitting on his computer, like, relax, relax. Yeah. Yeah. That was cool. Like to realize that they were human beings. That was very humbling.
Like, for instance, in that place as well, we went to this temple which has good energy. Like, they have good energies created by people meditating there in that place, right? And then if nothing negative happens, there's certain kind of good energy. And that's why, for instance, Himalayas are so powerful, because there have been yogis of cave yogis basically sitting in the cave for 100 years just meditating, and the amount of vibrations that they emit that stay there, it's crazy. And we met a saint, and this guy
I don't agree with that.
Which
I
part?
don't agree with it. That's what it is. I think it's just
I think
the
it is.
reason it happened there was because there was no distractions, and then they were in awe of what it was. I don't think there's the vibrations of the yogis stay there.
Oh, you don't believe in accumulated energy?
No.
No. Okay.
I
But you
think
do, yeah?
I think you will feel it, man. It's crazy. Like you be there.
I think that's the human mind putting a metaphor on it. And if it works, it works. But I don't think that's what it is.
Like I have traveled to.
I think I agree with you on that.
I don't think it's needed to
'Cause
be the Himalayas.
I
It
was
could be
also
any
like
mountain.
traveling around these really nice temples that were really secluded, and I really felt like I might have been one of the few Westerners who entered these temples, and I was like, oh, this is so special. But you need, I'm already like building a narrative
yeah,
in my
yeah.
own head, like this is so special. We are in the middle of the jungle. I hiked 10 kilometers to get here. This temple was from the 16th century. You know, I'm creating this temple in my mind. It's not there, is it? It's just bricks. But then I was in Bangkok, and I went to this one temple, and I went very early in the morning, like 5 o'clock, and I was completely alone.
Mm.
And I met the monks, and I went into the temple to meditate, and I really felt amazing there. And I tried to rationalize it because this is a holy place where only monks can enter.
Mhm.
There have not been any Chinese tourists or any pollutants of negative, restless energy here. And then 7 o'clock came, and like a swarm of buses,
Yeah.
like
Shit.
12, 15, 20 Chinese buses just came out on the street and rushed the fucking temple from all angles, like picture time. And then I realized these Chinese people are here every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, good energies. I'm not sure,
That's the same as like
Mm.
a haunted house.
I.
but I know it's a nice little idea to cling to, isn't it? Oh, the
But it's
Himalayas.
exactly the same.
Could be. Like I am not disagreeing with that, but that's why I told you last time we were talking about this that I'm very curious to go back.
Yeah.
I'm very curious to go back just to see.
So don't you
What
think,
it is.
Samir, that that's exactly the same? You walk through a woods. The moon is lighting the woods. There's a bit of crackle of thunder in the distance. You see an old house that's abandoned. You go inside. You're alone. It's dark. All these feelings. Do you think you giving power to your imagination, which is your ego?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
exactly the same. but
Is
the
it
flip
is it
side.
a haunted house if there's no ghost
Oh,
story
that
to
Yeah.
could
it?
have
Yeah.
been, that could
Yeah.
have been the nicest. But the sun's light the next day, and it's just you realize it wasn't a woman in the window. It was just a
It's like in ghost movies. They come into the new house, they move in, everything is nice, the sun is shining. It's actually a quite decent house. But then they see like this picture of 4 kids who hang themselves, and then the house becomes creepy.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why I always
yeah,
think with those movies, I think like people, it's showing the craziness is coming within because
Mhm.
it's always like seeing someone in the mirror. Like, that could that could happen if you're not dealing with something. I don't know, not sleeping properly, and all this shit. Your REM sleep's fucked up.
Yeah.
100%. You can see things you don't. And they feel so real. I've woken up and felt like I've had a gerbil in my hand before. Like the realest thing ever. Like, if you say
A
that
what?
can't happen, a gerbil, like a hamster. 'Cause I really
Oh.
wanted a hamster when I was a kid, and I wished it, and I grabbed it in the dream, and I knew I was in a dream, and then I woke up, and
Please be there when I woke
yeah.
up.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's the thing, Joe. Like I was telling Saru the same thing that I'm very curious to go back to the same exact places, not even like to other places in India, to go to the same places and see how I feel, because I'm very conscious now. Like
But
in the
I
sense,
think you
in the-
saying that already says that you're still gonna do it because you should be able to be here now
True.
and have that conversation with
Are
yourself.
you doubting yourself?
say it again. Say it again.
So you're
Doubting the reality of
you're
what
having
is.
this question. You say, I really would like to go to these places. So you're already giving them power. So that is the same thing. So you still haven't got far enough.
Okay.
I would say you would be if you really
I
knew
still-
yourself
so
and knew your ego and
Mm-hmm.
tricks that
So
that
I still
mind
have
plays
this
on us.
expectation that I would feel something,
Exactly.
and that expectation would make me feel something because I'm manifesting it in my head.
Yeah, I would agree that you should be able to sit here now and tell me there was actually something special there. Because I only know there's like 5 things, crazy things, where I know it was something unexplainable
Mm-hmm.
happened.
Mm-hmm.
And it's never been like a cute feeling.
For instance, when I was
They are pretty creepy, aren't they?
Mhm.
Like the things that actually move us forward, they are not like cloud-free sky, and
Mhm.
because
okay.
how is that gonna invoke change?
Yeah, yeah.
How
yeah.
is a good thing going to change you? Think about it.
Like for instance, I I've told you guys a lot of times already. But for instance, when I was standing at the bank of the river and I had tears in my eyes, that moment was very special. And now the question is,
Take us to that moment. Take me there.
Bring us back to the moment of tears.
I
So,
wanna feel it, bro.
because
I can't really remember you saying about this moment. You said I've told you guys before. I really can't.
please
Maybe
prove your enlightenment to us,
Maybe-
Samir.
I am not enlightened, man. That is what are you saying? I'm not enlightened.
is anybody. But I'm just saying, I
No
want to feel
way,
it.
no
You say
way.
you've told me, but I think I remember that. Like, I really remembered when other friends have opened up when they jump in the sea and they felt like committing suicide. Um, yeah, like, there's some things I just won't forget. Like, and I think if you telling me that, I would have listened, mate. Or did you only tell it Saru? Am I not that special?
No, I told, like, we were at Mikhail's place, I think, when we were
Uh.
talking about.
What is the story? Like I only had like bits and pieces of it. Like what can you tell it from the beginning to end? Like
Do you think we're trying to trick you?
you
into
you
telling
went
this
to
special
the you went
story?
to the river in India.
Hmm.
Yeah. Alone?
No, with friends.
You had friends. Okay. And then you had a little Mary J.
I might have. I don't remember. I might have because I used to smoke back then.
Okay.
So I might have.
And then you
You used to smoke back then.
I mean, like quite regularly back then. So I might have. You know,
yeah,
I
yeah.
might have.
And-
Like there's a 90% chance, I would say.
Oh,
Okay.
night. Whoa, okay.
And then you just stood by the river and you just felt the cold breeze in your face and
No, like they were basically praying to the river because it's in Indian religion. It's a very pious river.
like people like from the streets just
No,
coming.
no, not people, but it's like it's called Aarti. Aarti is something which they do in the evening to pray to the deity. So in that case, the deity is the river. It's like that.
All right. So you and your friends were praying.
No, we just went to witness that. So there was.
Oh, you look at people praying.
So it's like the river is flowing, right? And then there's like a group of people who light some candles, for instance, and then they chant certain mantras, and then they're basically.
Do they have funerals there as well?
That's a different place. That's a
Okay.
different place. But that's just it. And I was just there, and I was just like a tourist, so to say. A tourist, so to say. I was just standing there, and yeah. And then similar moment when I went there with my parents. Of course, I was not smoking any Mary Jane or anything. I was just there, and I felt the same. The same, and I had no expectation I would feel
So
the same.
what is it you felt?
Yeah. Why did you cry? You said you had a tear in your eye, mate.
I don't know. I just felt not like I felt infinite and nothing at the same time. Like I was looking at the river, and I was like, "This is it." Something I don't know. It's hard to describe. I mean,
I think that what you're describing.
it's hard to.
sound, that the so you're not describing it that well because what
Cannot,
you're describing.
cannot.
Is that the most powerful experience you've ever had?
Of course,
Okay.
of course.
Well, then take us through it. Like, what else can you say about it? Like, it's pretty exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, I was just standing there, and I felt like this is it. I felt that was
this was the point of your life. This was what
You
it-
were in that moment because can't you feel that right now? Good cop, bad cop. I mean,
no,
Good God,
man.
my
It's
God.
nothing about that.
we're
It's,
trying to get you to tell this story.
yeah, I'm just trying
you
to
tell?
explain you if I can explain
t-
you exactly how I felt.
Are you too conscious of us trying to tell you the story, or do we need to lay off a little bit?
what was leading up to that point? Did you go through something in your life? Were you struggling with something, or was your life like pretty good, like from a societal point of view?
Societal point of view. Okay. I think it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I think it was good.
And then you just went to this river as a tourist, and while overseeing this river, you just that feeling just came to you.
So the thing is, I like traveling. I mean, not saying I like traveling just because of that. I just like seeing.
You actually like traveling.
That sounds ironic.
Yeah, I just like.
people always say, "Yeah, I love
I mean,
traveling."
I like.
I love traveling.
I like
oh my god,
seeing-
like eating like fruit balls by the street cafes.
Yeah.
That's the best thing ever.
what I like about traveling is the newness.
Basketball time soon, bro.
Yeah.
Maybe you have to. Maybe you should write it down, and we do a monologue next time.
I'm actually a bit disappointed that your spiritual awakening is so
We're trying to like poke it out of you, bro. Maybe
like it sounds so boring.
it sounds like something I could achieve right now, like this.
I-
Three, two, one. Oh, this is it.
I'm glad, man. I'm glad.
My
If
life
you-
was pretty good. I had like this middle wage job, and then I went to this river one day, and I just looked on the river, and then I felt infinity, and yeah, that was pretty good. Then I went again next weekend, and I felt the same. So that was my spiritual awakening.
You're on Tobias'
I mean,
side of basketball.
I
Man.
have I have nothing to
Was that meta?
nothing to conflict or nothing to add, but that is what I mean.
You're not a salesman. Put it that way.
Yeah,
You're not
exactly.
really selling enlightenment here.
I mean, I don't want to.
How can you replicate this? When you talk to other people, you're like, your life is shit, but you don't know it yet. That's what you're basically saying, to cut things short. Then you're like, you need a higher truth in your life, right? That's what you're kind of communicating to other people.
when
When you're talking to other people, when you're talking
When?
to your friends, family, you're talking about this higher truth.
okay.
How do you know that truth exists? Because you experienced it that moment, or no? Or is it just because you've read about this and you're just reciting everything you've read?
No, I felt it.
Yeah.
I would say I
But do you know why it happened at that moment? Because I guess both of you can agree that the external world cannot offer us anything of value, correct? So any river cannot do anything
agree.
for us.
I
So
agree.
what was it internally that happened that sparked that change?
Interesting.
And that's it for today's episode of The Freeway.
We will follow too.
You do the intro, bro.
Yeah, do the intro.
You gotta say something like, so on tonight's episode, Samir tries to open up to us about his experience by the river.